Hello again. An interesting story today which I am uncomfortable with. It's a story about forgiveness and perhaps about the difficulty with forgiving. And of course we're called as Christians to forgive. Peter asked Jesus, how many times should I forgive somebody who does me wrong? 7 times? And Jesus says, no, 7 times 7, 70 times 7, because the answer is really we should always forgive. But here comes the story, and you'll see it has a difficult ending, and I wonder what you think about the ending. And it goes like this. There's a farmer and his son, and they are out in the fields, probably many centuries ago in some country, I don't know what, and they are out farming, and there is a snake. And the snake bites the farmer's son's foot, and because the snake's bite is poisonous, the farmer's son immediately dies. And the farmer is very upset about this. Of course, he's lost his son. And the next day the snake bites some of the cattle of the farmer. And the farmer is upset, but of course not upset as he was about his son, but very upset, and realises he's got to do something about it. So he waits for the snake, and he with an axe, and he goes for the snake, but he just cuts the snake's tail off. So there we are. There's the farmer who's lost his son, and the snake who's lost his tail, and the snake continues to bite the cattle and to kill the cattle. And in the end, the farmer thinks this is no good because we hate each other, the snake and I, because we have both lost something very precious to us. So let's try to make it up. And so he gets some milk and he puts it in a saucer, because snakes apparently like milk. And so he says to the snake, he says, look, he says, we have been at enmity with one another. We have been at odds with one another because we've done each other great, horrible thing. And he says, and surely it would be much better that we just get on together now. But the snake says, no, that is not possible, the snake says, because we can never get on with each other because we have caused each other great loss. You have lost your son because of me, and I have lost my tail because of you. Well, what do you think? Are there some things which it is impossible to forgive? And how can we help people who are unable to let go of things which have happened in the past because they are so terribly painful? Because the great problem, of course, is that if we do not forgive, usually the person that is hurt most is not the person who did the wrong action, but it is ourselves, because that lack of forgiveness starts to eat away at us. And so, really, the farmer was right, that they needed to forgive each other, because then they could gradually be able to live with that terrible loss which they had within themselves. So, difficult story today. Bless you. Please do let me know what you think of the stories, and whether you agree with the point of them, because that's the whole point of stories, isn't it? That we don't always see the same thing in a story. You might see something very different in that story from what I did, and I would like to know. God bless you. Continue to show love, continue to remember that you are precious and important and much loved and helped.